So you came here to see a big town, didn't you? What do you think about this? You know, a proper castle, fort. No. I'm kidding. You know, you probably came here to see something bigger. So let's have a look at something bigger. So what about this? Yeah? Look, it's got fort, storage buildings, there's people inside, proper castle, 5 gates. What do you think? I'm still pulling your leg. Let's have a look at something bigger. So what about this? That is a castle and a half, don't you think? Fort on each side. It's got even its own pub, bakery. What do you think? Big enough? No. I think you still want to see something a little bit bigger. So let's have a look at this. This is the town that you came to see. I'll just do a little flyover. And over here. So what do you think? Big enough? Welcome back to Farthest Frontier. So, sorry for the clickbait. It's not really a town that has 1500 citizens. It has 1500 space though. I think with the current version it's almost impossible to go over 1200. It's really difficult to maintain population over 1000. I think 1150 is a pretty good achievement. So maybe let's discuss a couple of tips if you want to build a town like this one, what you need to do. So first of all, the basic layout. You've got an area where you have all your industry. You've got an area where you have all the houses, including amenities. These buildings, they increase the desirability so that the houses can grow bigger and you have a little bit denser population. So you can see that this whole area is pretty much residential. Most of the services and industries are in one place. The night soil collectors, the garbage collectors, they are outside the town so that they don't negatively impact the desirability. Now, let's have a look at these things. So you probably know at this point that you can do landscaping projects. There was originally a hill in this area and I flattened it all the way around, so this part became inaccessible and I could easily build some additional walls around it and made it quite well protected. So the reason why I was actually building on hills, especially these forts and towers, is that the higher you are, the bigger damage bonus you have. So you can see that the maximum is plus 18, and that makes really big difference when you've got invading army and there is armored guys there, armored soldiers. So if you don't have any bonus, your arrows or bolts will be pretty much ineffective. So that's one of the tricks that I learned straight from the start, try to build all the towers and barracks or forts as high as possible. Even like these little towers on the way that are pretty much just for reconnaissance purposes, I try to landscape around it so that when the attackers approach, they get as much damage as possible. Also, you can channel the attacks by building these roads. So you can see there is like a weird path this road takes, and that's precisely to channel any attackers quite close to the fort, and then they'll get a lot of damage here. Next thing, a couple of people in the previous videos asked me in the comments, how do I do farming? So I haven't studied it precisely, so I haven't calculated anything, but just as a feel, what I do, I think I build 6 times 12 square fields and put always 3 workers on them. The good thing is, if they have nothing to do, they'll help on the next field. So you can see they are helping here, and they'll get everything done much quicker. So as for the crops, I tend to use crops that do not have a very negative field on the fertility. So I almost never use wheat. Instead, I go for rye, even though I don't. It's a little bit less grain, but then the impact on fertility is just -5, whilst wheat is -6. So I'm willing to take that little hit in the amount of grain I can produce, just to get a little bit less impact on fertility. But you can see overall this field 66%. It gets increased almost every year by the manure decomposed in the garbage collectors, night soil collectors. So yeah, we can click through a couple of them. I usually make sure that at least once or twice I have the clover there, which increases the fertility, and at least once I've got some field maintenance in the whole 3-year cycle. So you could see there was some flax here, which is needed to produce clothes and books. That's mainly food here. Again, 1 flax, and so on. Food as well. Yeah, so on, I would say about 50% or somewhere between 30 and 50% of the fields I've got flax as well, and that gives me enough production for clothes and books. Now, we can actually have a look at the stock this town has. So in terms of money, I've got 100,000, and there is actually a really good tip that I learned from the comments in one of the previous videos. If you don't use towers, you can disable them, and then you'll have much lower running cost. You can see monthly cost 0. So I didn't have to actually destroy the building or dismantle it. It's still ready if there is an attack, or especially invading army. I've got plenty of time to switch it on and get the crossbowmen, but at the moment it's not using any monthly maintenance, so that, you know, this town is earning roughly 400 each month. Also, in terms of money savings, it's a good idea to reduce the number of soldiers for the winter, but it's usually good to reduce it at least like for half a year. So as soon as the raiding season, you know, which is usually spring and summer, as soon as it ends, just let some of the soldiers go. They'll be useful as workers throughout most of the winter. Okay, so I'm not sure if this year will have a raid, but I'll bump up the defenses anyway, just as a preventive measure. Now, so that was the money-wise, or that was the money thing. I guess the biggest contribution is really disabling the towers, and then you keep the upkeep down. Now, let's have a look at stocks in general. So, wood, that's pretty fine. I've got some work camps or foresters around the town, and pretty much they supply all the wood that's required. As you can see, I'm not relying on coal mining, even though there's still some left on the map. Coal is not obviously a renewable resource. This map has been generated, I think, with the old version 8 point something, so there's no deep mines here. So yeah, when I can do charcoal, that's a renewable resource. I've got plenty of wood. That's better for me than to mine coal. Yeah, let's have a look again. What else we have? The stock is pretty massive. Yeah, you can see flax plenty. I think this map is already mined out of clay, but I'm still buying it. There's also never been medicinal roots on this map, so I have to keep buying it from the traders. Other than that, just let me know if you are interested in any other stats or how do I do things. The only thing I noticed was in the latest version that even though I've got good quality fodder and nice, you know, green pasture, the birth rate for cattle decreased a lot. There was a suggestion that maybe if I've got enough workers, then it'll increase, and see that is actually true. So even though the 4 workers would manage to sort of bring enough food and make the stock healthy, the birth rate wouldn't go up. So let's have a look. Yeah. Yeah. Now it's already 3 years going down. So that's unfortunate that I need so many people to maintain a high birth rate, even though everything else is fine. What could also help maybe is to build some sort of fence so that the cows don't wander off. But I think I'll test it in one of the next videos. Now the last thing we'll have a look at is the labor situation. So you can see I no longer have like 10% of labors. With such a big town it's not required. I think 100 labors is plenty. And builders, they can go up to 50, but at the moment I don't have any building projects going, so it's pretty much just maintenance, and it seems like 9 builders are managing fine. And I think that'll be it. As I said, guys, let me know if you're interested in seeing any details, or yeah, if you're interested in anything at all, I'll try to answer in the comments. So with that, take care and have a nice day.